Welcome to Rob on Holiday. Today we've got a short video going through the pros and cons of visiting the city of Córdoba in southern Spain. The number one reason why you need to visit Córdoba is this fella behind me, the Mezquita. This is actually the bell tower of the cathedral, but it just doesn't tell you the full story. Wait until you see the arches when you go inside, the beautiful red and white arches, one after the other. It's like a forest of stone columns with ornate red and white decorative stonework above it. It's an absolute gem and one of the best cathedrals in the world. So if for nothing else, please come to Córdoba to see this. The second positive about Córdoba is it's a very compact city. I mean, the furthest you're really going to have to walk for any of the main attractions is the Palacio Vianas, which is about 20-25 minutes walk through the city. But the three main attractions are very close. You can walk between them in about 5 minutes. I mean, you can see the Roman bridge here behind me, the Mezquita is right there, and the Alcazar is literally 3 or 4 minutes walk that way. You know, you don't have to do much walking at all if you don't want, and you can see a lot of world-class attractions. The third pro about Córdoba, and to be fair, this is in common with a lot of Spain, it's quite cheap. I mean, we had a meal for four, 3-course meal for four, 2 of us had sangria the other night, and it was less than £100, so I think that's pretty good for a night out on the town. Another positive about Córdoba, I didn't even think about it before I came here, is the tight streets. They're really picturesque, lots of baskets hanging from the balconies, really colourful facades, very nicely painted, and most of the streets are really clean. It's a real nice feeling walking around the streets themselves. And now we're going to talk about a few negatives. Not so much negatives, but things you have to bear in mind if you're travelling here to Córdoba. Number one is the weather. Now we're here in March. Normally you get pretty good weather in March, but we've seen a fair bit of rain. It's a bit chilly here in the morning. But conversely, if you were to think about coming any time between late May all the way through to September, it's going to be very hot. You know, locals are hiding out from the streets. So unless you're very fit or like a very strong sun, don't really consider coming here in the summer months. One slight negative that's affected us during our time in Córdoba is the amount of traffic on the streets. I mean, it's quiet at this time, but I just wanted to show you this road. It looks like it's pedestrianised, and a lot of the streets are like this, but you'll just suddenly, a car will come out of nowhere. Basically, if a street is wide enough to fit a car down and there's no restriction, at some point there's going to be a car coming down, and sometimes they're quite fast and you're flat against the wall, keeping out of the way. So definitely bear that in mind if you're in some of the smaller streets. Another thing that's worth bearing in mind if you want to visit Córdoba is how to get here, because there is an airport in Córdoba, but not only can you not fly there from the UK, as far as I understand, it literally does 2 lots of trips in the summer to the Canary Islands and Mallorca, and that's it. So basically you can't fly anywhere from outside of the country into Córdoba. So there are 2 main ways of getting here. First is to hire a car. Second is to get on the high-speed train, which is what we did. We got the train from Malaga, but you can also get the train from Seville, or if you're coming from the north, you can fly into Madrid, the capital, and get the train from there. So it's really well connected, and to us it makes quite a good holiday where you fly into a major Spanish city and then you've got an hour and a half on the train. It's really quite easy to get there if you're confident booking the trains in advance. Another thing to bear in mind if you come into Córdoba is the language. It's not a massive tourist city like Barcelona, Madrid or Malaga. You know, a lot of tourists do come here, but it's more in central Spain, so less people speak English. Now, having said that, we've come across hotel workers and younger waiters, and their English is absolutely fine, whereas others, older guys, that they just speak Spanish. Now, we're lucky because my daughter speaks fluent Spanish, and I don't think it'd be a massive problem. You would certainly enjoy your holiday here, but it's just something to bear in mind if you're not so comfortable with the language. So in summary, the pros outweigh the cons easily in Córdoba, and it's definitely a place that's worth visiting. Thanks for watching our pros and cons video on Córdoba. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. Keep an eye out for more great videos, and we'll see you next time.